but then I get again thinking halos.
Oh, Rebecca, hello.
Hi.
How the devil are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sick.
Got rained on, but it's okay.
Yes, I've been left in here for about 2 days, so I have no idea what's going on outside. But so tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you specialize? What's your vibes? What's your creative flow? Give us a little bit of a background about you.
So I call myself an artist filmmaker. How to describe? Artist filmmaker, so painting, film, writing, poetry, just lots of different creative projects, really.
Try this one.
Is that better?
Yeah, that might be a little bit better. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you just have to put it a little bit closer.
Okay, sure. So, so artist filmmaker, I make many different kinds of projects, from films, poetry, paintings. Want to get into sculpture someday, but there's still time for that.
Yeah. But just like utilizing all of your different creative means in order to do the things that you love, right? So that's so sick. Tell me a little bit more about your film background then.
I had this weird and wonderful Instagram horror film idea about a woman who just wants to be as perfect as a photo. She doesn't want to be a living creature. And I had to track down the commissioners. I applied several times. They didn't quite have enough money at the time, or it just wasn't quite right. So I applied again a few years later, and then it was right. So you just have to be persistent and just keep applying. And finally, someone says yes.
Yeah. What's the application process like when it comes to funding? And now this is actually kind of, I guess, like a personal question as well, because something I especially want to do for Candid Creative is go on the funding route, but I just never know where to start or it just seems like a daunting process to think, oh my God, I need all this different. So what's that process kind of like?
It's long. Like if you've ever applied for like Arts Council funding, for filmmakers there's BFI as well. It's so long. It's, there's an art to applications. Even like the language you choose, people have told me you don't say I try or I want to, you have to say I will, I aim to. And so people will judge you even on the very like minor language details you use. So it's good if you can to get a mentor or someone to train you or help you write applications. And there are people out there who that's their job, just to like help people make a kind of speak the right language to get their project across.
Yeah, because they don't really because I trained as a dancer and I went to dance college, and they just don't really tell you. This is why I think my journey came to build a community, because you just see this kind of like you're like in this bubble of like a college, university or whatever, and they teach you, say, oh, like you have to be a creative in this way, like what, you're going to be doing this or this or this. No, you have to just keep at it for 10 years and but they don't tell you all the ins and outs of actually how to grow and become the true kind of creative you were actually born to be. And that has all of these things like finding, how to work a funding application, or how to actually use your multifaceted creative kind of means, as well as your one thing that you just trained in order to make yourself, that true, like marketing and all of that.
I've actively had people tell me, at first when I made my website, I put everything up there, like I do photography, I do this and that, and they were like, you have to simplify your website, you have to just do films on your website, or people will get confused. But actually, by having all my different art forms on there, that's who I am, that reflects who I am, and I think that actually helps me carve out a niche, so that I'm not just another filmmaker trying to be like everyone else. Like, this is what I do, I jump from thing to thing. And I think that's quite normal for a lot of creatives to be interested in more than one kind of art form or more than one project. So I think it's a strength, actually, but it's taken a while for the industry or the art world to come around to that way of thinking, that people can be multi-hyphenate.
Yeah, no, fully. I think we're definitely in a transitional process, something I want to discuss later. Yeah, you're so right. And I think even when you were saying then about using all these multi different things for the film and stuff, you look at the film industry now, and it's just repeating the same stuff. And I do feel like, I don't know about everyone else, but like I really do feel like I'm getting bored of all the same stuff, like just the repeat. So it's like, how do we transition into a new way of like, you know, using film and using photography and all of that stuff? So tell us a little bit more about any kind of projects you're working on at the moment, or your previous project, because I know you said that you had the project you did that got funded, and then you had the other one that wasn't funded and self-funded, but you got it to like loads of cool like festivals and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was living in this flat over lockdown in central London, and it had the most amazing creepy basement. I think it's a genuinely haunted basement because I feel a presence when I'm in this basement. And it's the kind of location that if you tried to make it in a studio, you'd spend thousands and thousands to recreate like the grime on the walls and the scratches and the cracks in the texture. So I knew like this is an amazing location, and I need to write a story so that I can feature it in a film. It's kind of like an asset, you know, it's kind of like, it's a thing of value, it's a thing that will make people interested. So you can even shoot it very low budget, but it will still look amazing. So I wrote this kind of dream within a dream, lucid nightmare, let's say, about this couple who just keep getting trapped in this basement with no escape, and they know something's coming for them, and no matter what they do, they can't escape it. So yeah, we made it for no money. We shot it in one 12-hour day, but because we leaned into this B-movie glitchy DIY vibe, it worked. And yeah, all these kind of Oscar qualifying festivals loved it. Slam Dance, London Film Festival, one in Finland. It's just gone around the world, and lots of horror fans love it as well. So despite it having no budget, that's been the most successful film so far.
Yeah, wow. No,
I think just the quality of the fear and the quality of the creepy glitchiness of it just made it something a bit different.
Yeah. That's great. And have you got any projects that you've got in the works and stuff that you can tell the people about today?
So, I'm going to adapt that film into a feature film. It's going to be a kind of horror inception, let's say. It's going to be about being trapped in a nightmare. And it's also linked to the housing crisis, like, because it's about endless rooms within rooms within rooms, but none of them feel quite right. So it's going to be kind of like my subconscious scream about the housing crisis, I guess.
Okay, interesting. No, that's really cool. Cool. Has anyone got any questions or anything? We can do a little Q&A. Why not? For Rebecca. Anyone at all? Or even just like a woo! Sweet. Rebecca, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for this creative chat. Guys, check out Rebecca's QR code, which is over here. As well, we've got QR codes for all the creatives who supported us on the event today. So make sure to give it a scan, give Rebecca a follow her journey, support her, and yeah, cool. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Rebecca. Cheers.